Hey guys, my name is Garrett and this is going to be the start of my YouTube channel. I'm starting this because I want to eventually get into online personal training, and there's no way to really do that unless you're online. I've never really had social media, so this is definitely going to be something that's pretty new to me. I work as a nurse in an operating room right now. I'm 24 years old and I've been training since I was 12. The only time I've really taken off is for wrestling season, but other than that, I've been consistent basically throughout my life. When I was growing up, I was a pretty fat kid, got made fun of quite a bit. And after a few months of lifting, and I could tell myself that I wasn't fat and actually believe it, kind of just sent me on this journey of training for 12 years, falling in love with it, and I don't think I'm ever going to stop. So I figured I'd kind of just start bringing you guys along with me. So I'm going to start recording my workouts and hopefully be able to provide you guys with some sort of value. The goal right now is to produce 100 YouTube videos, and that's mainly going to consist of, or maybe only going to consist of, me lifting. So yeah, hopefully I can provide you guys with some sort of value, tidbits of information that you guys can use to help shape your physiques, and then down the road do some online personal training. But until then, I don't really have much to say. Today's chest day. About to go get juicy. The only thing I'm basically trying to do for this workout is get used to working with 365. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys there. Peace. All right, what's going on, guys? So I'm just gonna walk you through my workout with a little voiceover on my phone. So to start all of my workouts, I start with dead hangs. The reason I'm doing this, decompress my spine, and then it's supposed to be good for your shoulders. So I do this before I hit chest. I actually do this before basically every single workout. I have the same warm-up routine, but I've decided for chest days, I'm no longer going to be doing the push-up aspect of it, or at least not as many, because I didn't feel too fresh going to hit 365 today, and just didn't hit what I was looking for. But yeah, always learning. So that's going to be the first thing. Yeah, so go ahead and warm up the shoulders. And then we'll get into this dynamic warm-up. Warm-up is right here. It's going to be a set of 10 pull-ups. And then we're going to do straight arm planks. And we're going to do 10 breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then we'll do 10 push-ups. And follow it with elbow planks. Again, 10 breaths in through the nose, 10 breaths out through the mouth. And then we're going to get up and do some ab work. Hanging leg raises, one of my favorite ways to warm up the abs, hit the abs. So that is 5 sets of 10 basically. And that is the first warm-up set we're going with. And then again, warming up the shoulders with a band. This is very common. I do this before literally every workout now. Been doing this same warm-up for a few years at this point, and I like it a lot. The only thing I need to switch is probably stop doing so many push-ups right before I go and hit bench, just because I want to be more fresh when I'm going to do my strength training, and I don't want to wear myself out just doing my warm-up, because obviously push-ups aren't difficult, especially when you have a fresh chest, but probably a little bit too much of a warm-up today, so just something I need to fix. So the first set on the warm-ups was a set of 10. And this set is going to be a set of 15. So 15 pull-ups, straight arm planks, push-ups, followed with elbow planks, and then some leg raises. And that's what we're doing here. And I really like the volume that I incorporate with my warm-up, just because it, really gets the blood going, and it makes you, control your breath a little bit. Especially when I'm doing the abs and I'm doing the leg raises. It's interesting because I'm catching my breath while I'm doing the exercise generally. Or not catching my breath, just making sure that it's steady, So again, warming up the shoulders. Always should be warming up the shoulders and warming up your back before you're going to go hit some chest, especially if you're going heavy. You don't want shoulder pain. And a lot of people don't warm up their back before doing chest, and I did that for a long time. I would go straight into hitting my bench or, my first strength-based chest movement. But you want to warm up your back and get blood in your lats and traps, so you can have a more stable base to press from. It's definitely helped me increase my bench and get stronger, so that'd be one thing I would definitely recommend. Last set here, set of 20 on the pull-ups. 20 everywhere else. Shouldn't have done the 20 push-ups here. Even though, 20 push-ups isn't hard, I just want to be more fresh going into my bench sessions. So that's something that I need to be aware of. And even though, 20 push-ups isn't hard, it's just I want to be as fresh as possible. And I think I'd be more fresh if I didn't do the push-ups. Okay, so instead of leg raises here, we're just doing knees up. Another variation. This one is just much easier to do than straight leg raises. But I do them both. Generally, when I get to the set of 20, I'll do the knees up rather than the leg raises. Just because 20 for straight leg raises is still pretty difficult for me. And if it's just for my warm-up, I'm not trying to kill myself. I'd be more likely to do that type of ab exercise at the end of my workouts. So getting ready to hit bench, I did a set with just the bar to stretch out the chest. And now we're going to do a set of 135. do a lot of pause work as I'm warming up for my main sets. And just because I like to get a deep stretch, and then try to be explosive on the way up. Go straight from 1 plate, 2 plates. It's another thing I think a lot of people mess up on is increasing the weight too slow. So let's say, like, if I'm working up to 365 today, I want the least amount of sets and reps up to 365 as possible. So I don't want to be doing 135, 185, 225, 275, 315, 335, and then work with 365, right? Like, that's too many sets, and I'm not going to be fresh by the time I end up working with the weight that I want to get to. So increase the weight, increase the weight as fast as possible. Just be safe while you're doing it. Just don't be making too small of incremental jumps and then wasting your strength as you're working up to a weight that you know you can already hit, right? So right here, once I do 315, I generally like to get a lift off. Doesn't always happen. I know on this next set, I don't get a lift off just because, I don't know, nobody was around and I didn't want to go get anybody. But I had good spotters today. A bunch of boys helping me out. This next set, instead of doing pause reps, this is going to be 4 reps, semi-explosive. And I say semi just because 315 felt a little bit heavier than it generally does. I can usually move it quicker, and, that's all right. You're not always going to have, great workouts. You're not always going to feel, the strongest you've ever been. But the main point is just getting in the gym and getting the work in. Because even if you don't hit the numbers that you're looking to hit, you got next week, you got the week after that, you got the following week. So, don't get too down if you don't hit a weight that you're looking to hit. Because there's so many things that can be off, right? Like your sleep, your recovery, your nutrition. Maybe I did too much of a warm-up doing 45 push-ups. Whole bunch of reasons. But the main thing is that I'm getting in the gym and still working, right? That's the main point. So if you don't hit a weight, don't be tripping over it. Don't stress about it. My goal here with 365 was to get at least 2 reps and then a spot to 4. I only got 1 and then needed a spot on the second, unfortunately. But I was able to maintain my strength through my 3rd and 4th rep. I felt like pretty good. So even though I only got it for 1, almost 2, I think 4 is right around the corner for me. The most I've hit it for is 3. So, not too bad of a set, but obviously not what I was looking to get. $315, doing some back off sets at this point. I think I have, nope, not yet. So it's going to be working set with 315. I think I end up getting 6 or 7. The most I've gotten 315 for was 10. And the reason I started working or wanting to work with 365 is because I hit my previous goal of hitting 315 by 10. So I want to start working with 365 and then hopefully get to 405 this winter. Just because I think, benching 4 plates would be sick. But I'm 190 pounds right now, and I probably am going to need to get to 200 in order to hit 405, but, that's fine. I'll get a little chunky to hit the weight, and then we can go on a cut after. Not a big deal. So one of my favorite things to do for tearing the muscle and really breaking it down in terms of my strength training here, one of my favorite combos, bench supersetted with some heavy flies. Here, I'm really just focusing on controlling the weight on the way down. At the very top, you'll notice that I'm touching. I guess I just ended the rep. I'll show you guys on the next set what I'm talking about, just so you can get a little bit better of a squeeze. Hey, shout out Oz, the boy. Get yourself some chalk if you don't have any. Chalk is so underrated. I just, not a lot of people use it, and I don't know why, because it helps tremendously. Had some dumbbells in the way there. I'm not sure what we get here. I know I'm pretty tired from doing the prior sets along with the flies. The flies really get to me, honestly. They burn. So yeah, I think we end up doing, 3 or 4 supersets here, working with 315. And I'm probably taking anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes per set. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here in order to get a better squeeze. I'm really focusing on controlling it on the way down, but at the top, you'll notice that I'm touching the top of the dumbbells. And if you want to get a deeper squeeze in the muscle or a better contraction, you just need to touch the bottom of the dumbbells together and kind of bring your elbows in a little bit. There's multiple different ways to do flies, tons of different ways to do flies. Obviously, I'm going pretty heavy here using 70-pound dumbbells. That's the point of strength training. I want to push my muscles. But I could also be doing these with 35-pound dumbbells and then just going much wider than I am with the 70-pound dumbbells. But when I'm training for strength, I want to be using a decent amount of weight to really break down the muscle. So that's the goal. And I think this might be the last set. Don't really remember, to be honest. I'm not even sure what we get here. 1, 2, 3. I think we get 4 and call it. Yep. You can tell you're done. See you later, buddy. Set of 4, not a great set, but with all the prior sets, getting 315 by 4 isn't bad. So I'll take it, especially for, not feeling that great, didn't feel too strong. It's okay though, got next week, and chest is definitely going to be sore. So last set of flies here, or heavy flies at least. Good stretch. Then try to be explosive on the way up. That's another thing I probably forgot to mention. When you're doing a bench press and you're going heavy, you want as much oxygen in your lungs as possible when you're going down. And you don't want to exhale until you're at least past your sticking point and you know you can finish the rep. That's very important to get your breath work down, because if you try to do, let's say, like 2 or 3 reps of a heavy weight and you don't breathe, and then you take a second to breathe on your 4th rep, the 4th rep is going to be 10 times harder than the 3rd. So, getting your breath work down is very important, and I think it's generally overlooked by a lot of people. So I figured I would mention it. Right here, we're getting ready to do the hypertrophy aspect of the lift. Right here, I'm basically just trying to push as much blood into my muscles as I can. And we're going to end up hitting some side delts as well. I think it's important to hit your side delts a little bit more frequently than your front delts and your rear delts, because when you're hitting chest, you're automatically going to hit your front delts, and when you're hitting back, you're automatically going to hit your rear delts. So I try to throw in some side delts, and I'll show you guys that here in a little bit, but right now we're focusing on basically just getting as much blood into the chest as I can, controlling the weight, getting a deep stretch, and then probably could have got a better contraction at the top, but that's all right. I think there's multiple ways to do every lift, and I think I don't think there's one right way to do everything. I think, if you're getting the work in and you feel the stretch and you feel the squeeze and you feel blood rushing into your muscle, then you're set, right? Here I don't cut the clips like I was during the bench, just because during my hypertrophy work, after my strength training, I go quite a bit faster. So instead of taking 3 to 5 minutes between my sets, I'm taking anywhere between like 20 seconds and 2 minutes. Not really giving my muscles a whole lot of time to recover. And that's on purpose, So right here, doing some side delts. I'd imagine people are probably going to hate that I'm not going all the way up. Don't really care. I like doing side raises like that. Going like halfway up, it's easy for me to keep tension on the muscle and really focus on the side delt that way. But I can also go lighter and go all the way up. But, both are good. So, don't knock it, don't hate it. And then back to dumbbell incline. Control the weight, get a deep stretch, go all the way down. And you're good. Nothing special about it, right? Nothing special about the workout. It's just going and getting the work in that people don't want to do. It's easier to sit at home and watch some Netflix or play some video games or, do some other shit. But once you fall in love with lifting and training, this is, my favorite part of the day, just about every day. Right here, this is a variation of the fly. I like doing it for the inside of my pec and the upper part of my pec. If you notice, I'll keep my palms up when I'm doing it and then going across the body. It's a little hard to see from this angle. I think I do one more set and I'll talk about it once I get there. But it's a good way to overload the muscle, and I'm sure people are probably going to hate that I swing the weight a little bit, but that's the point of overloading the muscle. Obviously, I can't hold a 40-pound dumbbell straight out. And I probably wouldn't do this if I was a, beginner in the gym, because you got to be very in tune with, where you want to squeeze, and just probably a little bit more of an advanced movement, I would say. So here, switching up, going to do some dumbbell flies rather than doing the dumbbell incline. And if you notice with these, I'm going much wider than I was when I was on the bench with the 70s. Like I said, there's multiple ways to do flies. And the important thing is that you're doing them, right? I could be doing these with 30s, 20s. Really just, I can pick the weight depending on how I feel. And then either I can go close to my chest or I can expand pretty far. Oh, I wasn't able to show you guys the dumbbell flies that I was talking about. I will, I'll show you in the next workout. Next chest day, baby. And hopefully I can hit 365 by 2 to 4 on my next chest day. I don't know what's going on. So here, we're going to finish up. We're doing 3 sets of cable flies. This is one of my favorite machines, just because I can get a really deep stretch. But to be completely honest, I wasn't getting that big of a pump. And I think it's just because I already destroyed my chest. Maybe I should have gone a little bit lighter on these, but it's okay. So 3 different variations. Start high, then we're going to go chest level, and then we're going to go low to high. And generally my favorite one of these is going low to high. And I'll just say now, if you're doing a movement and it feels really good, like I was doing the dumbbell incline flies along with the just regular dumbbell incline, I could have easily finished my workout doing that, right? If I was feeling really good and I was getting a great pump doing that, I have no problem sticking there and finishing my workout there. But I also like variation, and when it comes to my hypertrophy work, it's very subjective, and I think there's a million different things that you can do. Not so much with, your strength-based movements, but when it comes to doing, little shit and just pushing blood into the muscle, there's tons of different ways that you can go about doing it. So the second half of my workout is basically me just having fun. I can do whatever I want because the strength-based portion of my workout's finished. So right here, we're doing low to high. And I'm not sure how long of a break I'll take. We'll see. I'm sure I'll get better at editing. First video, I'm not really too focused on editing. I really just want to post. Just because my goal is to get to 100 YouTube videos, so need to be posting, and I'm sure I'll get better at editing as I go along. But to be completely honest, doing a voiceover on my phone, I feel like a bit of a badass. Shout out Jesse on a cut. I think he's been on a cut for 2 weeks, and he said he lost 9 pounds already. And he's actually one of the guys that got me into wanting to do online personal training, because he was hitting me up asking if I would train him. And I mean, look at the dude. The dude is, massive. He's so strong, on a cut and getting more lean, in the gym all the time. I've been seeing him for years at Lifetime now. And yeah, shout out Jesse. And okay, look at this. Perfect time. You don't want to sit and talk to somebody for 5 to 10 minutes and then completely lose your pump, right? You want to continue to get blood into the muscle. So here, honestly, probably not the best form, but definitely getting a good contraction at the top. So I'll take it. And the last little part of the workout, we're doing some dips. I'll mention just one quick thing about the dips. And I honestly hate this machine, just because every time I go up, I hit my head on those bars up there. So I can't stand it. And they moved around the equipment in the gym today, so this generally isn't here. But like I'm doing right here, you don't see me swinging my feet out, which I probably should have been doing because I was hitting chest. The further I bring my knees back and my feet back, the deeper stretch I can get in my chest. But right there, that was more tricep focused than chest focused. But it's fine. There's Oz telling me he's about to go sauna. After this workout, I think we saunaed for like 20 minutes or something like that. And that's pretty normal for me. I usually sauna between 20 and 40 minutes after my workouts. Really good for your HGH, and releases heat shock proteins, which I don't even know how many fucking thousands of things heat shock proteins do for your body, but very beneficial. And this is going to be the last set, so I'm gonna wrap it up. So I'll get better at editing. Try to make these videos a little bit better each time, but not gonna promise anything. Maybe they're all gonna suck. Who knows? But I'm just going to be documenting my workouts and probably just doing voiceovers for a little bit, and eventually put out some programs for people to follow. So I'll catch you guys. Peace.